All right, Mr. Lee here. Here's today's tutorial. It's going to help you with your exercises today. We have 3 total exercises. I'm going to skip the first one. I trust you guys can figure out the relationship between radius and diameter. Keep checking your Canvas notes if you need some help. Let's start with the second exercise, circumference of a circle. So remember that the circumference of a circle is just the perimeter of the circle, which is the distance around the circle. Okay, so the reason I want to do this tutorial is some of these questions get a little bit more complex, but really it's just being able to apply these definitions. Okay, so this first one is straightforward though. What's the circumference of the circle? They give us the diameter. Okay, so remember you have 2 choices to pick from. The circumference is either equal to pi times your diameter or 2 times pi times your radius. Okay, so the reason this works is because your diameter is the same as 2 times your radius, right? So it's kind of interchangeable. Pi d or pi times 2r. Okay, they order it as 2 pi r, but we know that d is the same thing as 2r. Okay, so we're going to just use the c equals pi d formula because they give us the diameter, right? The diameter is 3. So check it out. If I know the circumference is equal to pi times my diameter, I'm just going to take my pi value, which is 3.14, multiplied by my diameter, which is 3, 9.42. So that one's pretty straightforward. Okay, let's see if we can get more complex. So yeah, right here. So this one, you kind of work backwards. They're giving you the circumference, and you have to find the radius. Okay, so I'm going to try to map this all out here. Let's see if I can do this. So they're asking for the radius. So I want to use the circumference formula with the c equals 2 pi r. Okay, we could use pi d, but then we'll have to kind of convert the radius and diameter later on. Let's just go ahead and use this. I'm going to copy it. So we're gonna start with this because we're trying to solve for the radius, and they give us the circumference. That's the 50.24. Okay, so here's how it kind of works backwards. All right, I'm going to insert 50.24 as your c value. Right, it's going to be equal to 2 times my pi value, which is 0.14, times my radius, which I don't know, I'm solving for. Okay, but now I have a formula with just one variable. You guys know how to solve these types of equations. Okay, so essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking this 50.24, I'm dividing it by 2, I'm dividing it by 3.14 to get r by itself, right? It's like isolating r. Okay, so let's run the calculation. 50.24 divided by 2, I'm going to take all of that and then divide it also by 3.14. Let the calculator do the work for you. Okay, I know this looks kind of funky, but I'm taking 50.24, dividing by 2. I'm taking all of that, dividing by 3.4. I get a nice number of 8. Okay, so remember we're using the rounded version of pi today, 3.14. I have it in the Canvas notes. So my radius should be 8. Let's see. Okay, so I will talk this one through. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but you would do something similar, right? You can either use the c equals pi d formula, or you could even solve for the radius and then double it and get the diameter. Okay, so I'll leave that one to you guys. Let's do some area calculations. And as usual, I know I go through these videos fast, but you guys have the ability to pause, take your time with it. Okay, please take your time. All right, find the area of a circle with a radius of 3. This one is straightforward. We're going to go ahead and use the area formula, right? So how much space the circle takes up. So this one, Khan Academy exercise even says use 3.14, okay? So find the area of a circle. We're going to go pi times radius squared, okay? So my pi is 3.14. They give me the radius of 3, and I got to square that. So 28.26. Let's see what it says. Enter your answer as a decimal. Okay, so no rounding. 28.26 units squared. That's how much space the circle takes up. See if we can do one more. Okay, this is a good one. You have to do a little conversion. Not too bad, though. Find the area of a circle with a diameter of 4. So the only formula I give you requires the radius. Okay, so you have to do the conversion. You need the radius, but they don't give us the radius, but they give us the diameter. So if the diameter is 4, just take that sucker, divide it by 2, because we know the diameter is twice the radius. So I'm dealing with a radius of 2. Okay, so instead of using 4 in the formula, because that's not the radius, we have to use the radius value, which is 2. Okay, so now we're ready for the formula. Pi times r squared, so 3.14 times my radius squared, which we know is 2. And that's going to be squared as well, 12.56. Let's see if we made any mistakes. Okay, good. This one's a little complex too, but I want to see if you guys can handle it yourself. A little bit of a challenge. Come into office hours though if you need me. All right.